Hello, my name is Alfred, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a simple table scene in Maya 2014. Now, I know Maya 2016 has some minor bugs, and I'm not sure if by time you look at this video, if they've been fixed it or not. So I was just using an older version of Maya, specifically Maya 2014. So, after you have Maya 2014, you're going to need your polygon menu, your tool menu, your view cube, your bevel tool, and lighting. And the first thing that we're going to be using is the polygon menu because you're going to be making your shapes. So, after you go to your polygon menu, the first thing that you want to do is click on your polycube, which looks like a cube. And to create this shape, you want to click and drag it. After you do that, you want to press 6 to go into Shaded Display with Texture, so that when we get to adding textures, you'll automatically see what your texture looks like, and you can edit it. After you do that, you want to go to the left side of your Maya program, and you should see a tool menu which you're selecting and everything. You want to go down to the bottom and click on the cube that has multiple arrows coming out of it, because that is your resize. You want to use that tool to resize your cube to look more like a 2x4. This way, you don't have to do that later. After you do that, you want to press F11 to go into face selection. Now, after you do that, you want to shift and click all the sides of the polycube except the top and the bottom to select the face. And this is so that you only edit those when you do the next step, which would be beveling. In order to bevel your new shape, what you want to do is go to your Edit Mesh menu and go down towards the bottom, and you should see something that says Bevel. Now, you want to click on that. Now, the reason why we're using bevel is because it makes your plank of wood or your 2x4 looks really good. It looks really good. And as you see, it automatically cuts the angles into it. After you do that, you want to copy or duplicate your object, and you can do this by simply clicking on your object and pressing Ctrl D. Make sure that you press F8 to go back to object selection. You want to drag your object out some and press Shift D, and it'll duplicate the object the same distance away from each other. So, once you've completed that step, you want to go into a different view mode. So you want to go down to the bottom left and click on the menu option that has these 4 squares. And if you have the view cube up, you want to click on or enlarge the box that shows up with top on it. So it should be in the top left. After you do that, you want to go into your edge selection. So you want to press F10 on your keyboard, and you want to click and drag to select your smallest edge. You just need to select one of the smallest edge. And the reason why we're clicking and dragging is so that you drag both the edges and not just one. So after you select them, you want to use your move tool and put it in an angle for your legs. After you do that, you want to use your rotate tool after you click back on your 3D view, which is right above the last button that you clicked on. And you want to go ahead and move your legs so that they're standing up, so that you just have to drag your table over to it and position it correctly. So, now that we have that, the next thing that we want to do is create your chair. We can do this simply by using a polycube and a cylinder. And you want to make a cylinder for your seat and cylinders for your leg, and a cube or a rectangular cube for the back part of the chair. Now, after you do this, you want to go ahead and combine so that you can smooth these objects out. And you can do that either by holding left click and dragging, or shift and click on each individual object. After you do that, you want to go into your Mesh menu and click on Combine. Once you do that, you want to go to your Mesh menu again and click on Smooth. This will smooth out all your objects and make it look more like a chair. Once you do that, you want to hold right click and go down to Assign New Material, and you'll see an attribute editor pop up. What you want to do is you want to click on Checkered Board by Color. This will open up a menu so you can get into texturing. So, once that menu has popped up for you, you want to make sure that you click on File so that you can import an image or a texture that you probably got from the internet and add it to your object. So once you find it, you want to click on the image that you want to use and click on Open. And the reason why I said before to make sure that you press 6 on your keyboard is because your texture will automatically pop up on screen like this. And with this, you can easily edit that by going all the way towards the top of your program of Maya and going over to where it says Edit UVs. And after you do that, you want to go down to Edit UV Texture Editor. And you can just play around with that to make it look however you want. After you do that, you want to create your lights. You want to go to Create, down to Lights, go over to Directional Light, and use your Rotate tool to determine where you want the light to shine. The arrows on the directional light tell you which angle or what direction the light is going to be shining in. So go ahead and put that how you want it, because after that, in order to make your shadows pop up, you want to go back to the Attribute Editor, go down to Shadows, and then click on Depth Map Shadow Attributes, and make sure that the box that says Use Depth Map Shadows is clicked. Otherwise, you won't see any shadows before you render it or after you render it. So, once you've done that, you want to make your plane, and again, in the polygon menu, you just want to click on the polyplane. And as far as grass goes, you can click on fur, and you want to select any one of these. I know one of them literally just does say that it's grass, so you would want to go with that. That's the one that we're using for this. So, in your global scale in the attribute editor, so your grass isn't so, how do we say, long, you want to go ahead and set that to 0.5. And as far as density, you can add extra zeros to it in order to add more grass, but be warned, it will cause Maya to slow down when it comes to rendering, so be careful. After that, the only thing you have to do is render it, and you can easily do this by going up to your render settings. They look like this. You want to click on the second one from the left, and if your scene looks like this, then you've completed everything exactly how I had it. Thank you for your time.